On December 17, 1944, Private First Class William A. Soderman, a 32-year-old soldier of Company K, 9th Infantry Regiment, 2nd Infantry Division, confronted a German armored assault near Rocherath during the Battle of the Bulge, where 19,000 Americans would perish over 6 weeks. As 5 Panzer tanks and infantry surged through knee-deep snow, his unit fell back under a hail of fire from 88mm guns. Alone in a ditch, Soderman aimed his bazooka, disabling the lead tank at 30 yards as machine gun rounds shredded his jacket, one bullet missing his heart by inches. Wounded in the shoulder by shrapnel, he reloaded, knocking out a second tank with a shot that pierced its 60mm armor, scattering the infantry. Hit again in the leg, he crawled 200 yards to safety, preserving his company's line. A Michigan factory worker, who enlisted at 30, Soderman endured -20-degree cold that day. His valor earned the Medal of Honor in 1945. On May 7, 1945, Technical Sergeant Seymour W. Terry, a 25-year-old soldier of Company B, 305th Infantry Regiment, 77th Infantry Division, faced a Japanese counterattack near Kabawe Trail on Luzon, an island where 17,000 Americans fell in 1945. As enemy tanks and infantry pinned his platoon with machine gun fire from 50 yards, Terry volunteered to lead a 3-man bazooka team to attack. Through a barrage of 7.7mm rounds, he closed to within 20 yards of a tank, but his team fell wounded, one shot through the neck. Alone, Terry fired a rocket, piercing the tank's 30mm turret, then charged a nest, killing 3 gunners with grenades, his last act before a sniper's bullet struck his chest, killing him. A New Jersey native who'd landed on Lady earlier, Terry's stand freed his platoon from a force twice its size near Highway 5. He earned a posthumous Medal of Honor in 1946. On April 28, 1943, Private Nicholas Minuet, a 38-year-old soldier of Company A, 6th Armored Infantry Regiment, 1st Armored Division, faced a German machine gun nest near Medjez el Bab, Tunisia, part of a campaign where 275,000 Axis troops would soon surrender. As his unit stalled under fire from Rommel's Afrika Korps, Minuet, a Ukrainian-born World War I veteran, volunteered to strike alone. Dropping his rifle, he fixed his bayonet and charged 150 yards across open ground, evading bullets that felled 2 comrades, one just 10 feet away. He bayoneted 3 gunners, silencing a nest that fired 600 rounds per minute, but was cut down as he cleared the path for his company's advance. Having given up his sergeant's rank to fight overseas at 37, Minuet traded 16 years of army service for this final act near Tunis. His sacrifice earned a posthumous Medal of Honor in 1944. On April 8, 1945, Staff Sergeant John R. Cruz, a 22-year-old soldier of Company F, 253rd Infantry Regiment, 63rd Infantry Division, led an assault near Lobenbacherhof, a Rhineland push where his division faced 10,000 German defenders in its final month. When a machine gun in a stone farmhouse pinned his platoon with 600 rounds per minute, Cruz acted alone. Crawling 50 yards through mud under fire, one bullet grazing his helmet, he lobbed a grenade through a window, shattering glass and silencing 2 gunners inside. With his M1 rifle, he killed them, captured 2 others hiding in a cellar, then took out a second nest 20 yards away. Wounded in the arm by shrapnel, the Oklahoma oil worker pressed on, securing the objective as the war's end neared, just 22 days away. Cruz earned the Medal of Honor in 1945. On August 25, 1944, Staff Sergeant Harold A. Garman, a 26-year-old medic with the 5th Medical Battalion, 5th Infantry Division, acted near Montereau, France, where his unit had liberated 2,000 Allied POWs from a German camp just 4 days prior. During a Seine River crossing, German 88mm artillery sank a boat carrying 8 wounded soldiers 100 yards from shore, part of a barrage that killed 17 that week. Fully clad in uniform and boots, Garman swam through shell bursts and machine gun fire, one round grazing his helmet's steel rim, inches from his skull, to reach the capsized craft. He towed it back against a current flowing at 4 knots, saving all 8 men despite bullets churning the water. An Illinois farm boy who enlisted at 24, Garman's division bore Patton's 3rd Army patch, driving toward Paris that summer. His courage earned the Medal of Honor in 1945. On March 15 to 16, 1945, pharmacist's mate First Class Francis J. Pierce, a 26-year-old Navy corpsman with the 4th Marine Division, braved Iwo Jima's volcanic wasteland, where 70,000 Marines faced 21,000 entrenched Japanese. During a night ambush near Mount Suribachi, he sprinted 200 yards through machine gun fire to shield a wounded Marine, firing back with a pistol despite sulfur fumes burning his lungs. Wounded in the arm by shrapnel, one of 2 injuries he'd suffer, he guided his squad to safety, then charged a Japanese pillbox alone, eliminating 2 enemies with grenades. Over 36 grueling hours, he saved 30 lives, often crawling through ash so thick it grounded planes. An Iowa farmer's son who enlisted at 17 after Pearl Harbor, Pierce's courage shone in one of history's fiercest battles. Initially awarded the Navy Cross, his valor earned a Medal of Honor in 1984. On September 19, 1940, Captain Witold Pilecki, a 39-year-old Polish officer, stepped into a Warsaw roundup, ensuring his arrest by the Gestapo, part of a 2,000 civilian haul, to infiltrate Auschwitz. Amid a war claiming 6 million Poles, he aimed to expose the camp's horrors, entering as prisoner 4,859 with a false ID, Tomasz Serafiński. For 947 days he built ZOW, a resistance of 500 inmates, smuggling out reports via escapees, detailing 1.1 million deaths by 1945, while surviving on 300 calories daily. Escaping in April 1943 through a bakery with stolen SS keys, the Vilna-born Catholic fought in the Warsaw Uprising, only to be executed in 1948 by communists at Mokotów prison for defying Soviet rule. His reports birthed the Holocaust's first alarm. On February 27, 1945, Gunnery Sergeant William G. Walsh, a 24-year-old Marine of Company G, 3rd Battalion, 27th Marines, 5th Marine Division, advanced near Hill 362A on Iwo Jima, where 6,821 Americans perished in 36 days. As his platoon assaulted a Japanese bunker firing 7.7mm machine guns and mortars, Walsh led a charge through ash so thick it blinded men. When enemy grenades rained back, one landing amid 8 Marines, he dove upon it, his body absorbing the blast, saving all 8 but killing himself. Days prior he'd fallen 40 feet into a 200-degree sulfur vent near Mount Suribachi, climbing out burned but unbroken to fight on. A Colorado miner's son who'd enlisted at 18, Walsh's stand earned one of 27 Iwo Jima Medals of Honor, awarded posthumously in 1945. Buried in Arlington, his legacy endures.
On September 12, 1940, during the Blitz, when 1,400 bombs struck London in a month, a 2,200-pound Luftwaffe SC-1000 crashed 27 feet into Dean's Yard near St. Paul's Cathedral. Lieutenant Robert Davies, a 39-year-old Royal Engineers officer, led 4 men against a fractured gas main and ticking fuse, risking a blast that could have leveled Wren's masterpiece and its 200-foot dome. For 72 hours, Davies' team excavated through clay as 250 planes roared above, ropes snapping twice under the bomb's 8-foot bulk. A Cornish veteran of Canada's World War I trenches, he then drove it alone 6 miles to Hackney Marshes, detonating it into a 100-foot crater, shielding his squad and a nation's spirit. His George Cross, awarded that month, was the 2nd ever bestowed. St. Paul's stood firm.
On September 7, 1944, technician 5th grade Robert D. Maxwell, a 23-year-old soldier of Headquarters Company, 7th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, guarded a command post near Besançon, a key city in the Allied push that saw 3rd Division fire 1.2 million rounds that summer. When Germans attacked with stick grenades from 50 yards, Maxwell, a wireman untrained for combat, returned fire with a pistol, downing 2 enemies despite his Quaker vow against killing. As a grenade rolled inside, he dove upon it, the blast ripping his foot to bone and embedding 37 shrapnel pieces across his body, yet shielding 4 comrades unharmed. Refusing a stretcher, the Oregon logger hobbled 300 yards to aid, barefoot on one leg. The first conscientious objector to earn it, Maxwell received the Medal of Honor in 1945 from General Patch, having defied his pacifist roots to save lives. He lived to 98, dying in 2019.
In late 1940, during the Blitz, when 28,000 bombs pummeled Britain, Sub-Lieutenant John Herbert Babington faced a 1-ton German mine at Chatham Dockyard. Dropped by parachute, It burrowed 16 feet into Kent's Clay, its new anti-handling fuse ticking towards 72 hours, threatening 2,000 workers and the Royal Navy's HMS Pembroke base. A physics teacher turned Royal Navy volunteer at 29, Babington volunteered despite an RAF officer's death weeks prior on a similar device. 3 times he entered the pit, ropes snapping at 40 pounds of pull, finally yanking the 6-inch fuse free with pliers on day 2, hands steady as Luftwaffe drones buzzed overhead. His success unlocked secrets of the ZUS-40 fuse, saving countless lives across England's docklands. He earned the George Cross in December 1940. On May 17, 1944, Company Quartermaster Sergeant George Emsden, a 31-year-old soldier of the 2nd Battalion, London Irish Rifles, British 38th Brigade, fought at Monte Cassino, where 55,000 Allies fell across 4 battles. As German MG-42s, firing 1,200 rounds per minute, pinned his company near Hill 156, Emsden sprinted 70 yards through 81mm mortar blasts. He silenced a bunker with a Bren gun, killing 4 with 30 rounds, then led a charge up a 200-foot slope in 12 seconds, capturing 15 prisoners despite a bullet in his leg. A London dockworker who'd loaded ships since 17, Emsden defied his logistics role, turning the tide in the 4th Assault, one of 11 DCMs earned there. He received the Distinguished Conduct Medal in 1944. This is ShortFactWizard. Subscribe for more Chronicles of Valor.